everybody, my name's Jiggly Pants, and welcome back to another episode here on our Survival Let's Play world. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Good, good. So what has old Jiggly Pants been up to? A lot. I've been digging. I've been doing a bunch of digging. So yep. As I was digging over here, I looked over at our shulker farm, and I noticed a big uh-oh. These shulkers, they're making me crazy. And these pretzels, they're making me thirsty. If you guys haven't seen Seinfeld, absolutely elite 10 out of 10 show. Top 3 shows of all time for me. So definitely go check it out. But I'm just putting some buttons down because hopefully that'll stop them from hopping out of the farm. I thought I built it far enough away, but I guess I was wrong. There's some spots that are a little close still. So we're going to put buttons here and then I think over there. And there we go. Big uh-oh, crisis averted. That was so simple and easy. Nothing went wrong at all. So what's on the docket for today? I almost ran into it, but we're making a cactus farm. That's why I'm digging out such a large chunk there. We're going to do a bit more terrain. We're going to build something in this section here, and it's going to hide our cactus farm. Hopefully none of the cactus try and jump out like all the shulkers. I don't think we'll have that problem, but you never know. They're kind of sneaky. Oh, yes, those sneaky cacti. Before we start building, though, I got a little bit more grinding I gotta do. I gotta dig down a couple more layers here. I think 2 or 3. I just want to take it down to the water level, and then we'll start building. But I also have a little bit more resource gathering I gotta do. I gotta get some more tuff and basalt because we use quite a bit of it on our rocks. So I'm gonna be doing all that while I hand you guys over to Mr. Pants, and he's gonna walk you guys through what we're going to be building here and how we're going to do it. So, a cactus farm. How do we make a cactus farm? Well, first of all, we need sand, and then we put a cactus on top of it, and this will grow just as any other cactus would, and then we come along, we can punch it. And then we can break it, and then we get a cactus. That's not what we want to do, though. We want this cactus farm to be much larger scale than just one cactus, and to automatically break the cactus for us and then collect it. So luckily, Cactus in Minecraft has this weird feature where it will automatically break if a block is beside it. So if we put something like a fence post here, and then we place our cactus back down, as this cactus grows up, it'll be then touching the fence post, and it'll break off, allowing us to automatically collect it and do what we want with the cactus. But what most of you guys are probably thinking, and what I'm thinking, is what about cactus flowers? So cactus flowers were added in, I believe, the Spring to Life update in 2025. I could be wrong about that, but I do know that they have a 10% chance of growing on cactuses that are 1 or 2 tall. When a cactus flower grows on top of a cactus, the cactus cannot grow any taller. So this cactus will stay like this forever until somebody comes along and breaks the cactus flower off the top of it. So essentially, that would soft lock our cactus farm until we come along and break all the cactus flowers. But luckily, Mojang thought this through, and instead of breaking everybody's cactus farms, they made it so that a cactus flower cannot grow on top of a cactus unless all 4 of the adjacent blocks are air. So, in this setup here, a cactus flower would never be able to grow on top of this cactus. Thank you, Mojang. You did an amazing job with that. Otherwise, I would have been hours upon hours trying to figure out how to make a new cactus farm, and it would be super expensive. But luckily, all we really need is a bunch of sand and then a bunch of wood for the spruce fences there. So now that we have the functionality of the cactus farm figured out, we need to figure out aesthetically what it's going to look like. So I just grabbed another screenshot and we are back in my drawing tool. You guys might have remembered this from a couple episodes ago. Same preface as before. I'm not good at drawing. um, I'm a I'm a 3-year-old. Don't laugh at my drawings, please. But this is what I'm thinking. So we're gonna have the cactus farm here, obviously. This is where I've dug out. Um, and the cactus farm is gonna be a bunch of layers. So we're gonna have a bunch of layers that kind of stack up one by one, and then we're gonna have all our little cactuses growing on these platforms like that. And then as the cactuses grow, they're gonna fall down, and then we're gonna have some kind of collection system down over here. But that's not what I'm super focused on. I'm focused on now the aesthetics of how this is gonna look. So this is kind of like the landscape we already got going on, and I realized I made a mistake in my wording the other episode there. I said, what did I say? I said perspective when I meant composition, I think. Again, not an artist. Um, so if we look at the kind of shape of the terrain or the shape of the image we got going on, we kind of have this weird like cheese wedge effect going on where it kind of follows the contour of the land. And we have a couple outliers, like we got some trees that stick up above that, and then we have Mr. Bones in the back. But this is the general shape that we have going on right now. So we want something with more magnitude, I guess would be the word. Well, yes, magnitude, I guess. So we want something kind of big over here. So can I get rid of that cheese wedge? Yes, I can. Um, so in just some pre-planning and pre-thought, I want this to kind of be over here, like a valley area. And then I want another cliff that comes along here like this. And I want it to kind of open up out here. So I'm thinking, why don't we add, I don't know the geological term for it, but like a pillar, I guess, like that, like a stone pillar, which houses our cactus farm. And then we put a little bit of green on top of it to kind of green it up, tie it in with the rest of the landscape. But I think that'd just be kind of boring if that's all we did with that. I want to put some kind of build on this because if you can see the height of this, it's still not quite matching this. So we still got that weird cheese wedge kind of effect happening. Ultimately, what I'm trying to do is make this side bigger. So we're gonna add some houses, and not one particular house, but just kind of like a conglomerate of houses, maybe. Like maybe one there, a little door. Why don't we do like one like this with like a slanted roof this way, and then maybe like some towers in the background with some big pointy roofs. Something like that. And then maybe we do like, I don't know, like a crane of some sort hanging off the side. I think that'd look cool. And then we could tie it in with this pathway over here. We can do like a bridge across onto the big tower. We do want some kind of pop of color as well because we ran into that issue over here. A lot of green, a lot of gray. We got a little bit of color in Mr. Bones. We had a little bit of color here, but it wasn't enough. At least I felt it wasn't enough. I think the pop of color I'm gonna go with is red. So we might do some red roofs or something like that. I know. This looks like chicken scratch. Oh, this looks terrible. But yeah, that's the idea I'm going for. You'll see what I mean once we get there. And to get there, we actually have to get there. So I'm going to start with some building. I think I'm going to build the stone pillar looking thing first, and then put the cactus farm inside of it, just so that we know how much room we have, instead of making the cactus farm and then fitting the stone pillar around it. I think that's a good plan. So I farmed up a bunch of materials here for some rocks, and let's get to building. So we got our stone pillar thingy put in. It's quite large, but that's okay. And it's missing some chunks. Don't worry about that. That's just because I have the actual builds already pre-planned for this. And instead of building the rock in completion, I think it'd be smarter just to leave out the parts that I don't need. Also, it gives us some nice light inside, but we still have a couple friends down there. But yeah, we're going to start putting in the actual cactus farm now. I got some materials together for that as well. But we got to take care of these guys first. There we go. Very professionally done. So how are we going to do this? Sand has a tendency to fall. So that's a problem. Like the first layer down here, we could start right on the floor. That's no issue. But once we start going upwards with it, we got to figure out how to keep it suspended. So I think we got to figure out some kind of pattern to do. So we'll do maybe sand, sand, fence post, sand. Then we'll put a cactus there. And then if we go up, maybe we'll do fence post, fence post, fence post. Something like that, maybe? And then we'll just kind of alternate that all the way up. And then we'll go over a couple blocks, maybe... maybe 1, 2, 3. Maybe 3 will be enough. Because I don't want these too close. Because cactus do this thing where if you throw an item at them, that item disappears. It gets broken. So I don't want all the cactus from up top to kind of hop off and hit other cactus and break. It's going to be impossible to kind of make sure every single cactus makes it, but as much as we can mitigate it, I think that'll help out. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern. I think I'm going to do maybe 4 across and then 4 this way. And then, yeah. So now we have all the cactus put in place with the fences and the sand, and it's producing quite quickly. I have 4 by 4 by 8, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 4 by 4 by 8, and it's quite fast. Just sitting here watching it, I didn't realize how fast cactus actually grows. So now we got to figure out how we're going to collect all this cactus and what we're going to do with it. So I think I'm going to start by going 2 blocks out, maybe 3 actually, and we're just going to dig a pit around this. So one quick pit later, we're ready for some water. So I'm just going to put water all along this side and then water all along that side and kind of see where they meet in the middle. Hopefully it's not too big of a gap. Yeah, and then we'll see where that gets us. Ultimately, we want to kind of push all the cactus down into one spot so we can kind of pick it up with hoppers. Well, it's close to 1 block. We got 3 blocks here. So I think I'm just going to dig another little trench here. And I think our collection is going to be on that side, because on this side we have a big cave. Kind of gives us some space to do some storage and stuff. Ooh. And there's a mine shaft and some skulk down there. Oh my. We're not going to visit the warden again. Don't worry. So we got all the water in, and it's collecting all the cactus, and it's all flowing down, and then it's going down this middle trench. It's all collecting down there at the very end. Here, I had to do something a little funky with some of the water, where I had to dig it into the wall by a block, just to get everything to push down into one spot here. So this is where we're going to do our collection. We're actually going to do kind of like a 3-step process with the collection. The first one of those steps is going to be actually collecting some of the cactus. So we're going to put down a chest, and we're going to break that. We're going to flow water down, and then we're going to put a hopper right there. So any cactus that comes along, it's going to first be collected into this chest. We can't open it because there's a full block above it. I put an upside down stair so we can actually open it up. So all our cactus is going to flow into here first. Once this chest fills up, it'll then backfill the hopper. And then once that hopper's full, we're going to go on to our second stage. And that second stage is going to be a composter. This is something I don't really see anybody do, but cactus is actually compostable. So you can put it into a composter and make bone meal, which is really good. So we're going to put a composter, and then we're going to drown ourselves, and then we're going to put a hopper in. Yes. So once this all fills up, it'll then go over to the composter. We're going to pull out of the composter and just into another double chest. Like that. And then our third and final step of this whole collection process is going to be, we're just going to burn the excess. So if there's extra cactus that comes through, it can't fit through the composter, it can't fit into our normal collection, we're just going to get rid of it because we don't need it to kind of stick around and lag out our world. So I'm just going to break that, and then I'm just going to put a bucket of lava there. Then I'm going to cover up the lava so I don't accidentally fall into it, because I could see myself doing that. Yes, it's not the prettiest collection area. We might come back to this in the future, but I am going to just put a bit of a floor down, just so in the future I don't fall down this cliff as I'm flying in here and I'm half paying attention, and then just go woo, and then die. Uh-oh. We got a sneaky cactus. That's okay. Yeah, I think this thing produces fast enough that we can afford a little bit of loss there. I think that's okay. If you were to make this, you could probably dig it maybe one wider, go 4 blocks instead of 3. But most of the cactus falls down in there, and it goes at quite the fast rate if we just stand here and watch for a second. I say that no cactus has fallen down. There's one. So the cactus farm is all finished up, so we'll take that off the board. What is not finished up is the build, though. It still looks incomplete. I'll say. I didn't want to say it looks ugly, but it kind of does right now. So we're going to add some buildings on top of here. Like I mentioned before, maybe a little bit of a crane. We're going to figure out a bridge situation, and then maybe some towers in the back there. I'm not going to be able to do a cool time lapse for this one, just because of the complexity of the build. It's going to look a little janky with me having to pause it and restart it. So I'm just going to have a good time with this and relax and do some building, and then I'll show you guys when it's done. There's nothing quite like finishing a build and having about 16 shulker boxes of random items and just throwing it into one chest and having everything sort out nicely. I love it so much. But the build's done. We're going to have a big grand reveal here in a minute. We really got to figure out a faster way to get up here. But, yeah. Hold on. We're almost there. And we're facing the wrong way. Boom. Build. Yeah. So this is what we came up with. So I'm just going to stand here for a minute, and we're going to talk about some reference images that I used for this build. I have a bunch of them on my phone here down in front of me. I'm gonna try and throw them up on the screen as I'm talking about them. If it doesn't work, you guys won't see this clip, but hopefully it does. So this first reference image that I used, it was from Pinterest. I think all of my reference images are from Pinterest nowadays. Some Google images. I don't really hunt too much for reference stuff, but when I come across it, I do save it. So this one here, a lot of inspiration came from this. First off, that's where I got the crane idea from. You can see on the right hand side, there's a little crane sticking at the side of that build. I thought, let's make it bigger and let's stick it on the other side. So that's exactly what I did. Another reference that I used from this was color. Not just the color, the tan color of the actual buildings themselves, but I really liked that weathered oxidized green on the roof. So I took that and I used it kind of as an accent color for underneath my windows. Like you can kind of see on the towers there, they have little planter boxes. And then on the big window on the front here, we have a larger planter box. I might throw some plants in there, maybe some dead bushes, maybe some grass. I was kind of playing around with some rose bushes. I didn't really like how vibrant it was, but yeah, that's still to be determined. But um, that's basically all I pulled from this. There's a little bit of scaffolding down on the right hand side there. Um, I wasn't really paying too much attention to that though at this point. The next reference image I have pulled up on my second monitor, so I kind of have to turn 90 degrees to look at it. But yeah, this is where I pulled the idea for a lot of the scaffolding down to the right here, and really helped me figure out and think about this bridge section all down here. Um, Basically, everything that you see on the left hand side of the image, with all that kind of scaffolding and weirdness going on, that's what gave me inspiration for the stuff here. I didn't go as crazy as the picture did. Um, Obviously, because it's Minecraft, I can't quite do exactly what I see, but it is good to pull kind of reference from that. Also, underneath of this build, this top section here of the build, um, again, more craziness with fences, chains, all kinds of stuff. And then even up in this corner here, we got some platforms that are all connected up with a bunch of fences and walls and stuff. So that's where I kind of got that sporadic, chaotic um, idea with, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah. And also like the drooping rope from the crane to the top of the towers, those pointy spikes on the towers, the kind of weird crooked chimney too. All kind of ideas that popped out from this reference piece. The main thing, though, I would say that I took from this was the red with the tan color. Um, I really liked it in the image. I definitely went a different route with it with shape, but I think the colors are pretty much the same with what I went for there. But yeah, just watched some of that footage back and I realized I'm standing really far away from this. Most of you guys are probably not watching this on a super massive screen, so I'll get you guys a little bit better look at it from a little closer here. But yeah, lots of blocks that went into this. The tan, we have a lot of sandstone, got some mushroom stem, some mushroom blocks in the brown. We have wool, all different types of woods. We even got warped wood as a little pop of color there. For the door, chiseled basalt. We got tough walls. We got about, I think, 5 stacks of spruce fences throughout this entire thing. Probably about 3 stacks of jungle fences, mud, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we even got some netherrack up in there in the roofs of the towers here. Yeah, I was able to sneak that in there. I think it looks really cool. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more angles of this. I'll do a little walking angle here. Yeah, we went for more of like a fantasy feel for this build compared to what we have going on over here. Here is very dystopian, futuristic kind of, and then here we have a little bit more fantasy. I don't feel like those two themes clash a whole lot, so I don't feel like this build's out of place. We have a little bit of the dystopianness with this crane coming out of the side of this building, and the little canopy, and a lot of the drooping pillars and hanging stuff. I feel like, so I don't feel like it's too far off. It's not too far of a stretch, and yeah, I kind of like it. I got a little satellite dish and a little antenna too on top there, just to kind of drive it home a little bit more. Um, but yeah, we did that weird canopy thing again, kind of on an angle again up here. Up here, I do have plans to add another bridge going out that way to something, maybe like another cliff or a build or something over that direction. But for now, I just kind of filled the space with some barrels and stuff. Just another angle for you guys here. This is just on top of our moss farm. It's just below us. This is what we've been using for our main viewing platform, so we'll stick with it. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I love it. I think I nailed the proportions for heights on different things. This image is coming together. I know we have a lot of terrain to do down here. We'll get to it. Don't worry. Maybe one day it'll get done. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. Ooh, we're gonna get a sunset here. Um, but yeah, I don't want to toot my horn too much. But I think I did a really good job. I still gotta add a little bit of color, maybe some blue and a little bit of yellow up there as well. But sorry, I know this is just pixels in a video game, but I don't know. I love that. Gotta sleep. We are gonna do that thing though that I like doing. We're gonna talk about my dislikes of the build. There's not many, I'll be honest. I do really enjoy this build. One dislike for the build though is I didn't get a whole lot of the dystopian feel into this build. I feel like it's very medieval, very fantasy, but I think that's okay. We'll add stuff around it in the future and hopefully make it fit in a little bit better. Another dislike is the rock that it's on. I like the shape of it. I do not like the texturing. These cliffs, I think they look very good. We're missing the packed mud though. I'm just realizing that now. Um, I think these look really good. This, not so much. It's very straight up and down with the shape, and then you throw this texture on it and it kind of looks a little goofy. Um, yes, so maybe we might do a bit of a build down here to cover this up. Maybe a bit of like a dock or something like that. Maybe like a shipping harbor or something. But yeah, that's something that's kind of bugging me a little bit. So I just haven't been looking at it. And the last thing that I don't like about this build is the back. Ooh, look away. It looks ugly. Ugh, don't look at it. Avert your eyes. But yes, I got a lot of inspiration from green, and I just kind of slapped together the back. But yeah, that's fine. We're not going to be looking at it from this way very often, so we might put a tree or something to kind of make that go away. But I know you guys are all wondering, at least I'm wondering. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely wondering how much cactus we actually got. Because like I said, a couple hours. I think I said 4 hours, about 4 or 5 hours to do the build, and the whole time this was loaded. So let's see how much cactus we have. Ooh, we have a full. Ah, leave me alone, Mr. Zombie Man. Nobody likes you. Um, yeah, we have a full double chest of cactus, and then just over 9 stacks of bone meal. So I think that's really good. That's good profit. That cactus is gonna come in real handy when I start doing a lot of large scale flat terrain. One very last thing I wanted to mention here was, as of recording this, the channel is at, I think, 103 subscribers, which to me is insane because I thought I'd probably get maybe about 7 people to subscribe ever. And yeah, so thank you guys very much. I appreciate it so much. I do enjoy doing this. It does take me a bit of time because I'm not the most well polished YouTuber. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying my best. I'm just building stuff that I like and trying to throw together some kind of video that I also think you guys would like to watch. Um, but it really does mean a lot to me, each and every one of you guys that watches these videos, and thank you. Yeah. Um, but with that, I think that's all I got for you guys today. So I'm gonna wrap up the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.